What's going on, everyone? My name's Roszko. We are back. So 2020, a year we will never forget. But for what I cover, which is sneakers, it's been a decent year for the sneaker industry. Like, we saw a lot of good releases across the board, especially when it comes to Yeezy sneakers. And I feel like Yeezy as a brand definitely took a step in the right direction. You know, a brand that's here to stay, that they're not some sort of trend or some sort of fad that's just gonna wash away in the near future. They got us thinking outside of the box. You know, it got a lot of people talking what makes a sneaker a sneaker. They also incorporated some more environmentally friendly materials into their sneakers. I think that is the future of footwear. And then of course, they released their first performance basketball sneaker. And now I'm excited to see where it goes on from there. I think they released a lot of good shoes, and today I want to give you my top 10 Yeezy sneakers for 2020. And I feel like my list is pretty good. I think you will agree with most of the shoes on my list. I want you guys down in the comments to put your top 10 or top 5 or your favorite Yeezy release. Here are my top 10. Now, starting off the list at number 10, the Carbon 350 V2. You know, we've seen a lot of 350 V2s here in 2020, but this one in particular just came across as different. Probably because of the heavy contrasting on the prime knit upper to the sole. The upper comes in a black navy blue hue, and then it got that heavy contrasting mixed in with a clear white sole. No, we haven't seen that before on a 350 V2, and I feel like it just worked. My favorite part on the sneaker has to be the top quadrant above the stripe, because it comes in that gray kind of baby blue hue that certainly makes it pop right off the shoe. And it's a colorway that I think can be worn by men and women. I wouldn't be surprised if this one creeps up in the near future on the resale market. I know right now it's not doing anything crazy, but that is because they mass produced this shoe. It felt like if you wanted a pair, you were certainly able to get it. I love the heavy contrasting. I know some people out there say that they should have kind of kept it dark, but I think this one's a little bit different. You know, I think we need something a little bit different when it comes to 350 V2s, and this one is certainly one that stood out to me. So number 10, I'm putting the Carbon 350 V2. Now for number 9, I'm putting the Yeezy 380 Calcite Glow. This sneaker was certainly a nice surprise here in 2020. I definitely had my eye on those Onyx 380s, but for me personally, I prefer the Calcite Glow. This one just looks awesome. It's in like a nice icy white upper, icy white sole, icy white laces, but we all know the main focal point of this shoe is the glow in the dark dye that's woven into the upper of the prime knit. You know, when it comes to glow in the dark shoes, some companies only put that dye in certain areas. Not with this shoe at all. The dye is actually woven into the design on the upper, so that kind of camo print or that alien print on the upper. And when they glow, man, it kind of looks like your shoes are from outer space, man. These look incredible on feet. I've never seen anything like that glow. And it's kind of funny. I don't know what's up with Kanye and glow in the dark shoes. These are definitely a nice surprise. I think these look incredible. For anyone out there that hasn't picked a pair up, I definitely highly recommend. You could probably actually get these under retail, which is great. Probably my favorite colorway besides the original alien colorway. These are awesome. I cannot wait to wear them a lot more. So at number 9, I'm putting the Yeezy 380 Calcite Glow. Now for number 8, I have the 700 MNVN in the orange colorway. This shoe was not designed by Kanye West. It was actually designed by Christian Tresser. He was an ex-Nike designer. Some of his famous projects over at Nike happens to be the Air Max 97s. This is his take on the 700, and I think it just fits the Yeezy vibe perfectly. Super ultra aggressive, very techish in a sense. You know, comes in this bright neon orange upper with this nylon material. A lot of people weren't a fan of this material, but to me, it's something unique, very different. You don't really see it on sneakers too often, and it just fills up the upper completely. You do have that nice, super aggressive fangs on the toe box. You have that 700 right across the sneaker. The shoe just lights up completely. You know, Ye joked about in the past, his inspiration for some of the Yeezy sneakers is Lamborghinis. This definitely, to to me, looks like a Lamborghini. Super bright color, aggressive, it just looks fast. I think these look incredible. They didn't do anything to the sole, so they just kind of reamped the upper. What's cool about this sneaker is that this was one of the first ones to feature the Infinity style lacing system, which we all know has come standard now with a lot of Yeezy shoes. Orange colorway was only released in LA. They did not release anywhere else in the US. There was no online drop. This shoe is super limited, very hard to get. I can only see this one going up unless they restock it. We don't know. We will get some more colors in this sneaker in 2021. I have seen some pictures of a royal blue one, which to me looks very, very nice. So it's number 8 on my list, the 700 MNVN in the orange colorway. Now for number 7, I have the 350 V2 Zion. The Zion pair has to be my favorite colorway in the 350 V2 here in 2020. As when first images came out of this sneaker, a lot of people were throwing out there how this one sorta has that turtle dove vibe to it. This sorta definitely reminds me of Yeezy Season 1, Season 2, with that nice color tone on the upper, where it's more of a darker tone brown with a little bit of a burgundy hue to it. You see that right here on the stripe. But then you also got that heathered gray that's woven into the knit. My favorite features on this sneaker is that heavy stitching down the spine of the shoe. And then you also got that heavy stitching here on the medial side as well. Out of all the 350 V2s that released so far this year, I definitely recommend picking this one up. Resale value isn't too crazy because they did mass produce this one. I think over there at Adidas and Yeezy, they know which colorways are gonna pop off. That's why the resale value isn't too crazy, because they made a ton of pairs, but this is certainly one to keep an eye out in the near future. These look incredible, especially anyone out there that doesn't have the original turtle doves. You don't need to go out there and spend over $1,000 for that shoe. You can just pick up something like this. But man, these are really incredible. I really like them. At number 7, I have to put the 350 V2 Zion. Now for number 6, this is a restock, but because they restocked here in 2020, I have to include them on the list. And that is number 6, the 500 Utility Black. Whew, man, the 500s is such an awesome sneaker. I love the vibe and the design on it. Kind of gives off that early 2000s look to the shoe, like an old 2000 basketball sneaker. Super bubbly sole, and then you have a very mesh, super breathable upper. And this one is premium. It feels premium in your hand. Nice buttery suede on the toe box. You have some leather in there. And you have the mesh on the sides, and this also has 3M, like that nice piping all around the shoe is 3M. I think that's really cool. But we haven't gotten any 500s here in 2020, so I wanted, to get some new colorways in this shoe because there's so many panels and layers to it, and we've seen early samples or pictures of samples, all different crazy colors, different crazy toe box, siding, soles. So hopefully in 2021 we get something different. It's sold out, everybody wanted it. There's some decent resale value on this sneaker, but before it restocked, it was like over at like $500 in some sizes, which is crazy. This is definitely a shoe to hold on because I think it's gonna go up there over time. I'm putting it at number 6. Now for number 5, I'm putting the 700 V3 Alves. Whew, man, these look awesome. I joke around and I say, if Batman ever wore some kicks, he's definitely wearing these. Super futuristic, very aggressive. The shoe just looks like it's going fast. And then you have this exoskeleton kind of clear plastic piping, which glows in the dark. I think that's an awesome feature to the shoe. Then on the side of the sneaker, it has like this plastic filter. On the filter, it has these gray lines that flow to the toe box. These just makes the shoe look super aggressive. Now this sneaker doesn't feature Boost. Instead, it features EVA foam. Now that foam, it's not as comfortable as Boost, but they're not that bad. This one only retails for $200. These things always sell out, and they always have some decent resale value to it. I believe the Alves are going right around $400. This is a shoe to keep an eye out for because if it doesn't restock, I can definitely see these going up. There's something about all black Yeezys that always does well. This is such a cool design. It's very unique. I think it's one of the more popular silhouettes for Yeezy is the 700 V3s. Man, this has to be at number 5. The 700 V3 Alves. Now for number 4, I'm putting the 700 V3 Azerite. This blue colorway just looks so cold. And I honestly wouldn't mind if he put this blue on all of his Yeezy silhouettes. You know, because this came at a time where we wanted something new, something fresh, and just different. And this shoe is just so cold and it looks so good. You know, my favorite part, again, is that exoskeleton, because you hit it with the glow and it glows green, and that green and the blue kind of just work together. That white too, that accent of white on the waves that go right across the sneaker works well off the white sole. I mean, the 700 V3 is an awesome silhouette. This is definitely one of the best colorways that they released so far besides the original, and the resale value is not too high on it, so I definitely, again, I think these are gonna go up in the near future. I'm excited for more 700 V3s in 2021, but to me, this has to be the best 700 V3 that they've released so far. So that's why at number 4, I'm putting the 700 V3 Azerite. Now for number 3. This is a sneaker I was certainly excited for. You know, after seeing leaked images in 2019 and seeing Ye wear sample after sample after sample, and that is the Yeezy Quantum. It was released during NBA All-Star Weekend. They had the Sherpa trucks roll down Milwaukee Ave. It was crazy. People were talking about it all over the sneaker blogs. I think this shoe is awesome. I love the design of it, very futuristic. Has that knit woven onto the side of the sneaker. It's like on this filter and it just kind of goes spirals right to the toe box. You also have nice good suede on that fang. You know, we've seen that on the 700s. You have a big heavy heel to it, very high, but this one happens to be the only one that's like this. The rest of the Quantums, they switched it up. You know, this one has the knit, teal blues, that's all knit, bariums, which is the plastic. So they've been playing around and changing it up on each colorway. Full length boost. These are super, super comfortable. You know, it feels so good on your feet. They are a little heavy because if they want people to play in this sneaker, they're gonna have to reduce the weight of it. It's just a little bit too heavy. This one for lifestyle wear, I think it's really cool. Not going for crazy amount on the resale market. I think this is one, it will take some time for people to appreciate. Definitely recommend it. One of my favorite shoes, probably one of my most worn sneakers in 2020, even though I didn't go anywhere really. So number 3, I have to put the Yeezy Quantum. Woo. Now for number 2. I didn't even think this shoe was gonna be on my list if you asked me a few months ago. The way the release went down and how crazy it really was, this is definitely the second best Yeezy to release here in 2020. The 350 V2 Breads. Man, the madness for this shoe. It was the biggest live cop I've ever had on my channel. Everybody was trying to grab it. The classic colorway, originally from 2017, very simple, just a black prime knit upper, but you had that Supply 350 woven in that nice pop of red. I didn't even think they were gonna restock, to be honest, here in 2020. Heard rumors that they were supposed to restock in 2019, never came about. And then once we kind of got into 2020, there was some rumors. I mean, there was a lot of delays in the sneaker industry, things were getting pushed back. I didn't think they were actually gonna release this shoe. This is a shoe that you'd hold on to because there's so much demand. This shoe is incredible, it looks awesome, it's a classic. These are iconic. Number 2 on my list for sure, the Bread 350 V2s. Now for number 1. Definitely one of the more talked about sneakers here in 2020, just because of how different they are. A lot of people were confused. You know, some people were saying they're super ugly. This definitely pushed the boundaries a little bit and it got people thinking, and that's what I appreciate with Yeezy. He's not afraid to put anything out there. A lot of people will hate it at first, but they always turn around. But this one right here was definitely my most worn sneaker for 2020. I think it kind of captured 2020 in a sense where, you know, for me personally, I stayed home and I wore these every single day and they're super comfortable. I like what they represent. I like how they stand by. They're crazy looking. I think they're awesome. And that is the Yeezy Foam Runner, man. The way they dropped them too, it was a big, huge day. Ye announced that he signed a deal with Gap. And then throughout the day, it was just announcements after announcements after announcements. And then they shock dropped these on Yeezy Supply. Super hard to get. They were incredibly limited. We haven't seen any new colorways of it at all here in 2020. That was a little bit of a disappointment because as soon as these came out, I was like, oh, I need another pair. I need another colorway. I need a darker one so I can wear these out. For a retail of $75, super, super affordable. I just like the design of it. You know, that kind of the 3-stripe wave on the side. I know Ye joked about how what he really likes about this one is that how you can wear it with jeans. There's like no tongue, so your jeans kind of just sit nice on top of it. Made in America. I believe they're made in a factory in Atlanta, but I heard that they're trying to move production into Wyoming. It's also made from algae foam, so they're environmentally friendly. The resale price for a size 12 right now on StockX is $600. I would just wait for the next colorway because I know they're probably gonna end up, you know, trying to mass produce these in 2021 when they can. It's a surprise to me. I didn't think this would be my #1 shoe. I probably think these would probably be like top 5. These have become my favorite house shoe for sure. And that is my #1 Yeezy sneaker for 2020. Has to be the Adidas Yeezy Foam Runner. That is my list for you guys. Let me know down in the comments your top 10 for 2020 or just your favorite Yeezy in general. Certainly excited for 2021 and see what's in store. That is my list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. And like always, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.